Mariah, I welcome you to the show because you have a very interesting way that you came into this consulting. So let's talk a little bit first about what Mighty Oak is, what it does, and then we'll talk about your personal story.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Shannon. We decided to found Mighty Oak Family Consultants because we have 6-year-old twins, and when our twins were around 2, well, actually when our son was 27 months old, he was diagnosed with autism, and I then left my teaching career to learn everything I possibly could learn about autism treatments and autism recovery. And after 4 years of early and intensive interventions with our son, just this past November, he officially recovered from autism, was assessed and evaluated by the same doctor who had initially given him the diagnosis of autism, and he does not meet any of the criteria for autism anymore.
Well, let me start by saying congratulations. And recovery is something that we do talk about on this show, and I'm sure you know that a lot of people think that we're talking about unicorns, that they're like, I don't think that exists, I haven't seen it, there's no such thing, and it's a very emotional subject for a lot of people. So we're thrilled to have you here as a resource for that. But you know, you recovered your child, but you're doing something else for other families. Tell us what Mighty Oak Consulting does.
What we do is we are trying to be the resource that we needed at the time of our son's diagnosis. There were 1-800 numbers to call and some parent mentors out there, which are wonderful, but it just wasn't enough for us. We wanted to be able to talk to someone who had been where we were and someone who had had great results, and we weren't able to find that. So even before our son had recovered, we were finding that what we were doing, ways that we were implementing his therapies and the way that we were working with his team was proving to be very successful, and he was making great progress. So we decided then to take everything we'd learned and try to shorten other people's learning curves and allow them access to information that we've gathered along the way.
Yeah, I think it's really smart because we talk all the time about how you don't want to have to reinvent the wheel. And I think it's a great thing because a lot of times people will go to those parent support groups, and I'm a big fan of the parent support groups to get that information when you can, but sometimes people need somebody to walk them through it step by step. And if you're somebody who's watching and that's what you need, then there is this kind of service available to you, and how lovely that it's parents who are actually able to do this for their own child. So tell us a little bit about where you're based out of, how people can access you, how they can take advantage of your services.
Well, we are based out of Wisconsin. However, we can consult with anyone across the U.S. You can contact us on our website or call us, and I'm sure that information will come up later. But we have usually a 12-month program, and to kind of shorten it in a nutshell, I will drive or fly to wherever your family lives and spend 3 days, as we call it, a 3-day intensive with you in your home to really assess what your needs are, what your challenges are, what are your goals and dreams for your child. Meaning that I spend every day, all day with you, and we put together a plan for you. Parents usually are given a diagnosis, and they're not usually given a plan or what what can happen, what type of progress can your child have. So we want to educate and empower parents. So we don't actually work with the children. We work with the parents so that the parents can have a plan in place and set up an autism team, set up their home to be in the most optimal environment for allowing their child to grow and thrive and make the most progress they can. So along the 12-month process, we have something we call Connects, where every week there's a 45 to 90-minute phone call or connect via Skype. Then at the 6-month mark, I travel to your home again for another intensive in your home. And then at the 12-month mark, again, there's another intensive and a celebration to celebrate all the progress that families have made, where they're at, and to kind of evaluate where they're going, where their next step is.
But I think it's great. It's a great timeline, a year, because in that first year, there's such a learning curve. And we all know it's important time is important. And to be able to use your time effectively is a really key thing. So we've been showing the website up there that you can go to be able to find out more about this wonderful organization. And again, you said that you can fly wherever. You're based in Wisconsin, but you can fly. So if somebody is far away, they can still use your services. Now, I would be remiss, because I know people would say to me, we want to know some about what do you attribute, what kinds of things did you do? And obviously you're not going to list all of them here, but what do you think was key in getting your child recovered?
Yeah, I could talk for hours about that, but great question. I think first and foremost, we really reorganized our lives in a way to put our child's progress and hopefully, autism recovery really at the forefront of our lives. And meaning that, I did leave my job, and I know not everyone can do that, but I did leave my job, and we reorganized our home, the way that our home was run, routines, visual schedules. Of course, we immediately implemented an ABA-style intensive therapy, 40 hours a week for our son. And we found the very best speech pathologist that we could find that had experience. I think finding a person who has real experience with kids on the spectrum is important, rather than just any speech pathologist. Finding the best one, finding the best OT who worked with our son. We also looked at his nutritional needs and found an excellent nutritionist who was able to run some simple blood tests to find out what were his nutrient levels. And we felt like building up his physical system as well was going to only benefit him and help him on his path to recovery, and it did. He's very healthy, and we're just really a happy kid. We all along just wanted to take away any of the challenges and disabling aspects of autism and allow for him to be healthy and happy, and that was our goal.
Well, we just want to give you the warmest congratulations for the progress that your child has made. And I think it's amazing that you have this service that you can now give to other families, that they can participate with you and save themselves some time and really be efficient and effective. So we want to remind everybody it's the Mighty Oak Consulting, and you can go to their website, which is mightyoakautismconsulting.com.